Well, a game-changing resiliency bill awaiting approval from Congress. The so-called Resilient America Act would make it easier and more affordable to protect our homes and businesses from the damaging effects of climate change. In a letter to the House of Representatives, the BuildStrong coalition urged members to consider the bill as soon as possible, writing, quote, "The longer we wait to address our gaps in mitigation and resilience measures, the more our communities will continue to bear the consequences." Well, joining us now to talk more about the importance of this bill, Executive Director of BuildStrong Coalition, Dr. Natalie Enclade. Doctor, thanks so much for being with us. This bill, how is it different than previous bills? How would it help Americans more than any previous legislations we've seen?
So currently, it would increase the amount of funding that goes into the Building Resilient Infrastructure and Community program that FEMA currently runs, or BRIC. It's more commonly known as BRIC. And it would allow nonprofits to be eligible for this funding. It would also create a pilot program to fund residential resilience retrofit grants.
And retrofitting is important because, this act contains not just the incentives to help new construction, but paying to retrofit existing ones. That's going to save money down the road as well, right?
Correct. Yes. For every $1 that we put into a mitigation avenue, we save $4 to $6 in mitigation.
So, Doctor, let's talk about homes, but infrastructure as well. I mean, this is going to cover public infrastructure too, right? I mean, for example, would it fund projects to lessen flooding like we saw in New York City during Ida last year?
It would, absolutely. So currently, this is the second year of FEMA's BRIC program, and they funded it at $1 billion, but they had an application from every single state, tribe, and territory, which was really, really impressive. But they had over $4 billion in requested applications. So there was a multitude of projects, including flooding, but there was only one application in the first year for wildfire, which was really interesting. And so you were talking earlier about the Florida Panhandle being on fire. So this program in Resilient America would allow wildfire and tsunamis to be an eligible expense under this program. So that is another game-changing fix in Resilient America.
So the BuildStrong Coalition is an organization of organizations, right? So how will the various groups of, say, engineers, architects, insurers, how do they benefit from resiliency legislation?
So we benefit from just reduced disaster costs in general, but we also, the nonprofits would be eligible, and a lot of our partners are conducting these various projects in states like Florida and Alabama to create a safe home initiative. And we partner with them to build safer homes and create stronger infrastructure through building codes. And this program in Resilient America would create more money in this bucket and create more avenues and opportunities for the program.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Natalie Enclade, Executive Director for the BuildStrong Coalition, we thank you so much for joining us, for the explanation and your time.
Thank you.
Mike?